has it felt like a frustrating 18 months, 20 months? And is there a root cause issue with the hamstrings, or just different types of injuries happening? What's been going on?
Yeah, good question. It's definitely been frustrating. I think, when I was ruled out from November to the end of the Six Nations last year, was kind of stopped the momentum. I felt I was in a good place going into that November block, but unfortunately something happened, and then my wrist, obviously, I got operated on as well. So it was kind of like a block for me to rehab, get strong, and then go into summer, into pre-season ready to go. So yeah, it's the hamstring ones were funny that they just happened kind of innocuously, and you're always trying to find answers in your head. You can go through XYZ, you can do all your prep that you have before pitch, and then it can be a subtle movement or a change of direction that just happens, and unfortunately, when it did happen in the World Cup the second time, I felt I was actually training at my best.
Right.
Coming into that, it was kind of after the South Africa game, and we were coming into the Scotland week. Had kind of those 2 or 3 training days before the Scotland week, and I was flying. Personally, I felt I was really going really well, so it was definitely a knock, I suppose, to the confidence and to the body, because it was kind of happened at a cruel time.
I can see you now sitting there, hamstring gone, thinking, bloody hell, this again.
Yeah, exactly. And I kind of said to myself, I was like, what's going on? I suppose Japan rolled the clock 4 years ago, the week of the Scotland game as well. Same thing, hamstring went. So I was like, it's like deja vu, and it's just kind of, it's happened again. But
when did the hamstring issue start in your life? I mean, were you liable as a teenager to have hamstring issues?
Not necessarily. I remember when I was about 15, I had my first hamstring injury very young, and as being a kid, didn't really know what it was. You played through it, and until you couldn't really run, and then took took time out and was fine. Fine from then. Then I couldn't tell you after that. I must have been mid to late 20s. I had a great run from when I first started off in Connacht to, I suppose my first injury was that the final against Leinster, Connacht Leinster in Edinburgh. I think I injured my hamstring the first time, and then I don't know, just little ones. But the first, I had a big run of a good few years at the start where I didn't get injured really at all.
Okay, so I presume you're exploring the root cause, and that can be anything from one leg is an inch shorter than the other to hips are misaligned, or Rob Kearney would tell you, he hurt himself doing a weight session with his back, and the back led to so many of his muscle injuries. So you don't need me with no qualifications to give you the array of possibilities. I dare say you've explored it.
Yeah. You always look for answers, and maybe in me, I'll always explore it and always try and find the why, I suppose. But then you just can look at your age and look at your career and look at, I suppose, the hits you take, what your body goes through, and sometimes that can be it as well.